So go up to Tennessee. They have like quarter comics.
We have quarter bins and methamphetamines. You do some meth, you can look for comics for a long time.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
For more than a century, comic books, television, and movies have existed. Each separate, broken, with their gatekeepers.
No!
Then, something happened that brought all media together. The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. Put your hands together, comic fan. Comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live Comic Book Wednesday, a weekly YouTube show about comic books with Lady Fantastic. Comics on the mind.
Get your hands up!
Miracleman. Special guest appearances by Ace. And your host, Not Near Mint. Welcome to Not Near Mint. Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Near Mint. It is June the 2nd, 2021, and it is episode 90. Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Near Mint. Tonight we have a very special guest. Her name is Erica Schultz. She is fresh from Vice Press, just putting out Deadly Bouquet and Forgotten Home, but let's bring in the entire panel all at once. Hello, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
That's a hell of an intro.
Oh, we forgot to tell you, get ready for the ride.
And thank you, Miracleman. I see all the Legacy of Mandrakes.
Oh, you know what? I remembered I read this, and I was like, I love this series. You know, I have a real affinity for those King Features characters, and seeing modern legacies of them is fantastic. This was, for all of you kids watching right now, this was Erica's one of Erica's books. A phenomenal little miniseries, and I came across it totally randomly, and it was great.
I'm glad you liked it.
Who published that?
Red 5 and Stonebot.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
The trade is out now too, and in the trade they collected. There was a 0 issue that was a digital only, but it's collected, printed in the trade.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
Well, it looks like I'm getting the trade.
You get the trade off Amazon?
You can get the trade off of Amazon. You could get it was in stores. I want to say March or April, so you can definitely get it on Amazon.
All right.
So I know that you're a teacher over at the Kubert School of Art. How did you wind up getting involved with that? Is that something where you applied to, or is that something that you wind up getting?
No, they wrote me. They wrote me into that. So Anthony Marks, who is the president of the Kubert School, was my editor when I was working over at Dynamite on Charmed and Zeke. And when the school was sort of going through a bit of a transition and they were looking for some new instructors, Anthony had, he and I had known each other for a while. He had me come in and do sort of like a guest speaker at the school. And after that, we did this sort of guest speakership. He sort of floated the idea of me coming to teach at the school. And I thought it was just like, okay, you do like sort of like a guest lecture every month or something like that. And then a bunch of months later, he reached out and said, we really would like you to be a full-time staff member. And I was like, you sure? Because I'm not exactly, I'm not exactly safe for work. And he said, yes, so they brought me in. It was 2019, September 2019 was my first class. Hi, Eva. How are you? I'm actually going to be talking to Eva on Friday.
We all love Eva.
Nice.
But so they had me coming in, and I teach 2 classes. I teach story adaptation to the second years, and I teach writing to the third years. And they all end up hating me by the end of the year. And then 6 months after they graduate, they email me telling me that, I made a huge impact. I even got the preamble to the email was, I don't want this to sound like an after school special, but blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, good. I'm glad that it sounds like an after school special. And I'm glad that you hated me throughout the school year because I was doing my job right.
Well, I have a question then. So what would be like an example of an assignment that you would give?
Okay, so for the second year students, everything that they do with a prompt. So for their major assignment for the second semester is they have to create an ash can. So it's a 6-page story. They've got to do the cover. They've got to do the 6 pages. They've got to do like an ad for the school, this whole thing. And I give them all a prompt. So I had 3 classes, and each class got a different one. So one class got ninja, one class got dinosaurs, and one class got cupcakes.
Okay.
And so cupcakes. So they had to do a 6-page story and cover and everything revolving around the idea of whatever that was. And then for my third year students, the first semester, we work on the tenets of storytelling, Joseph Campbell's Hero with 1,000 Faces, and breaking down comic book scripts, going through outlining not just an issue, but a series, timelining, and all that other stuff. And then the second semester, most of the second semester is them writing a full 22-page comic script based on what we had worked on the previous semester. And then the second half of the semester, we work on pitching and, contracts and things like that.
So that they just do the art and the storyboard and stuff, or not the art, but the writing and the story and shit?
Yeah, for the third years, they're doing more writing than they are drawing.
Okay, so they do both then.
Yes, yeah, they do both. The reason why I'm kind of the redheaded stepchild is because 99.9% of the classes that you take at the school, they're all drawing classes. So you're either doing life drawing with like a live model, and you'd be drawing with them, or you're going to be given a comic book script and you're going to be drawing a comic book script, or you're going to be drawing a cover or something like that. And then you get to my class and I say, okay, put your pencils down and get your lined paper out, because you're actually going to be taking notes, and you're actually going to be using your big boy words and your big girl words. Right. And we're going to be, I'm going to be teaching you. Some of them have to learn basic grammar about where your commas go, but cool, yeah, man. So, that's good. I basically, I treat it as like almost like an English 101 that you would get at any,
2 different sides of the brain.
Yeah, it really is. And, it's funny because the students that I have second year, I always give them really fun assignments and they really love it. And I'm like, favorite teacher second year. And then I always tell them, I warn them, when you get to me next year, I'm going to make you write. I'm going to make you use proper grammar. I'm going to do all these things, and you're going to hate it. And then this year, it was the same thing. It was like, we got to write for Erica's class. This is garbage. I'm like, you loved me last year. I was your favorite teacher last year. Now I'm your least favorite teacher. Okay, I get it.
Well, on these writing classes, so I know that the Kubert School isn't strictly just for comics. This is for all different types of media. So people are writing not just comic books, but scripts perhaps maybe for a movie or perhaps for a documentary, just different types of scripts so at least they're acclimated for it.
Well, we don't work on film scripts, and we don't work on documentary scripts or anything. What we do is I have them write a comic script, but when it comes to the art side, I have a background in advertising. I was an art director in an ad agency for about 10 years. So I talked to them about storyboarding and about brand identity and creating characters and mascots for brands. And we talk about like emotional content for brands, which is why so many places have mascots, because you want there to be an emotional connection between the character and the consumer in order to then, more or less brainwash people into buying your product, whatever your product is.
It's great.
I mean, think about it. You've got Mr. Clean, you've got the Geico Gecko, you've got
Energizer Bunny,
Tony the Tiger, the Toucan Sam, Captain Crunch, Charlie Tuna,
all of them,
so you've got all of these
friendly to buy.
Yeah, so you have all of these characters that their purpose is to create an emotional connection with your audience. And once you create an emotional connection with your audience, there's a familiarity, and hopefully it's, the next time you see Charlie Tuna, I'm going to remember Charlie Tuna when I'm in the grocery store. So I'm going to pick that as opposed to the chicken of the sea, mermaid lady.
Bumblebee tuna.
Or bumblebee or whatever. I don't eat, I'm allergic to fish. So I'm just picking out names like off the top of my head. So yeah.
Have you ever seen Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 2?
Yes.
That's what he says,
I'll be honest with you, I think that might be the first time in the 21st century anybody has asked in an interview, did you see Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 2?
I saw both Ace Ventura in the theater.
Same here.
I like Bumblebee tuna.
I think the last time that Ace Ventura 2 was brought up in pop culture was on In Living Color, which went off the air 20 years ago.
I liked when he was coming out of the rhino butt.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
a well-played gift.
Next question.
That sounds like a perfect segue into your current project. So,
cool.
The Deadly Bouquet.
Yes, the Deadliest Bouquet, yes.
Deadliest Bouquet.
So the Deadliest Bouquet, it's your new project. It's fully funded, by the way. But before the date of June 15th, it's now 13 days before fully funded, and it's already there. So I should throw up a link if somebody can throw up a link.
Got it.
I need to go grab it.
I was like, I'm trying to avoid the constantly refreshing the Kickstarter page. So
we've heard from a lot of Kickstarter alumni that's probably the worst thing you can do to yourself.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like watching paint dry, or the last 10 minutes of the last class of the year.
Thank you, Ace.
You just want to make it end.
Yeah, it really. I mean, if you really want to be self-deprecating and really, kill your ego, just keep refreshing the page, because every 15 seconds you expect it to tick up, and when it doesn't, you're like, ah!
What have I done?
Yes, exactly.
So I just posted on Twitter.
So I did a perusal of it earlier, and it sounds like a pretty interesting concept. Can I ask you to give the
The
viewing
log line?
audience? Yeah. Can you give me the
Yeah,
elevator
please.
pitch explanation?
Yes.
My log line is in 1998, three estranged sisters trained by their Nazi hunting mom reunite to solve their mother's murder and try not to kill each other in the process.
I love it already.
I love Nazi hunters.
Right.
Oh, that's
Right.
all you had to say. That's all you had to say. I'm
Right.
good. I'm
You
good.
got us.
It's more about the sisters. And I mean, yes, there are Nazis that will be getting killed, but the story is more focused on the sisters, their relationship with their mom, their relationship to each other, confronting the loss and grief and trauma, and along with ass kicking and things like that. Like one of the sisters, Violet, literally incites a bar fight because she's bored. So you're gonna see people beating the hell out of each other. But there is a lot of like emotional, actual substance to the story. It's not like a Michael Bay film where everything blows up and there's like no real script. So.
I'm really
nothing
excited to read it.
Michael Bay, but
Good is.
As I said, I'm really excited to read it.
I appreciate the support. Thank you.
I love the art. That's what like really drew me in, honestly.
Yeah, the Kevin Wada cover. I am very blessed that Kevin Wada did a great cover. Carola Borelli, who is the interior artist, is fantastic. Her work really is great. Gab Contreras, who is the colorist, is fantastic. One of the things that I love about Gab's work is that she really is able to look at the line art and see which style is going to work best for it. Carola's got nice, clean lines. I didn't want to work with an artist who had an overly cartoonish style because this is a real world book. There's no magic or anything in it like in Forgotten Home. So I wanted somebody who had a realistic style. Because I think if you got too cartoony, then it would kind of take away from sort of the idea of the story in general. But yeah, Carola and Gab are fantastic. My editor, James Emmett, is really terrific to work with. James and I have worked together before on multiple projects. So yeah, I mean, I was really excited to bring this group together and to get this book going. I had it kicking around in my head for a couple of years on and off. So it was good to finally just say, okay, screw it. We're going to do it. It's going to go via Kickstarter and let's just get it. I'm not going to put it back in the notebook and back on the shelf for however long this time. We're just going to do it.
Now, when you're coming up with these characters, did you have any actors' voices or somebody that you knew from childhood? Do you have somebody's voice in your head when you're writing these characters?
I don't know if I have any particular person's voice in my head. I kind of see each one of these sisters as being sort of all on the same spectrum, but just different spots on it. So, Rose is pretty, midline. Poppy's, super drama queen, and then Violet is totally loose cannon. But you can see how, there are moments where Violet sort of, chills out, where Poppy sort of becomes a little more reasonable, and where Rose loses her freaking mind, kind of thing. So they're all sort of like running on the same track. What?
The hit girl that's also a model on the side can chill out? Because that sounds pretty awesome.
She can chill out. We do see moments where, she calms down and everything. There's a nice interaction between her and her two sisters when, Poppy is being a little overly dramatic and crying, and Rose is trying to be the good big sister and calm her down. Violet is a mood. Violet definitely is a mood. And basically what happens is, Violet's sort of storming out and getting, admonished by Rose for being so callous. And she stops and takes a moment and says, look, I'm here. I got some stuff I got to do, but I will be here. I promise. Just, give me the little bit of space that I need. So Violet can dial it down. I mean, she's usually at 11, but she can bring it down to like maybe probably 6.5 is as low as she can go.
Well, you
That's
can't really
amazing.
complain. A 6.5 is a decent number there.
Here, Miss Kitty.
6.5 is about as good as she can go. But when it comes to like the drama queen stuff, like Poppy is the one who's always crying. She's the one always with the tissue. And then Rose is just like, oh my God, I'm the oldest and I'm trying to keep everyone in check. And you're both insane and I don't want to deal with either one of you. So.
Yeah, I was just trying to get the $25 package one. So.
Thank you very much. And I just see this little tail going like this in the background.
Yeah, that's Miss Kitty.
Hi, Miss Kitty. Yeah,
That's our party.
my lazy bum is in the corner in his bed sleeping.
Yeah, honestly, it's a 120-page book, right?
Yeah, we were
Really?
originally we had a publisher involved, and it was going to be a 5-issue, monthly series. And when, yes, all the copies that are coming in, I'm going to be signing. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get everyone else to sign it because Corolla is in Italy, Gab is in Peru. So I would have to ship all the books to Italy and then ship them to Peru. And then so I'm going to be signing all the books, and and James is luckily helping me with fulfillment. So James can sign all the books, but we're not going to be able to have everybody else sign it. And Kevin's in LA, so that would be too much. But yes, I will be signing all the books.
It sounds like a hell of a chain of custody for what? That would be like a $500 book minimum just for the shipping costs alone.
Yeah. But yeah, so it is when we ended up going to Kickstarter because COVID sort of stymied the plan of going through the publisher. We decided that we weren't going to do a monthly series. We were going to do it as one OGN. So it was sort of plotted and paced to be 5 separate issues, but we're making it 5 separate chapters. So we're going to have like chapter breaks and things like that. But it's going to be one full story, all, smushed together in one book.
That makes me even want that more because we had Miracleman a few weeks ago. He brought onto the show a book that was from overseas called The Fall. Never heard of it before. I figured, well, I'll go get the individual issues.
Oh,
Well, you're
good.
from Italy, and they're
Okay.
in Italian. So the only way that you're going to be able to read that is from one big trade. And I like those oversized volumes. That I can present to some people a little bit easier than the floppies.
Well, I mean, doing floppies would have been great. Obviously, we would have had a smaller ask. We probably would have asked for like 8,000 to 10,000 as opposed to our ask on Kickstarter being 20. But Kickstarters are stressful enough
my
to
brother.
begin with. Hi, brother. I wouldn't want to have to go through the stress of a Kickstarter for 5 months.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
This 1 month, this 35 days of this Kickstarter is enough to drive me up walls, back and back down again. I wouldn't want to have to do this. Like I would end up divorced at the end of 5 months. My husband would be like, I don't care how many times you've refreshed today. I don't care. Gotta go. So I figured, and also, I mean, like you said, having a solid tome is nice. Having the story all in one is nice.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, like it feels more substantial.
Yeah, just sometimes stories present a lot better in like trade form, honestly.
I mean, and if you want to read it as a monthly, just put a bookmark in there.
We have a good friend named Lee who has a channel called Whack Comics, and he does these things called whack hacks for comics. And I'm willing to bet he could give us a whack hack to allow us to read this trade in individual issues. So
I will. There are
Oh, that's asking.
Don't do that.
in between every chapter, there is a design page that will stop at the end of the chapter. And at the end of every chapter, there's a skull and crossbones. Well, it's either a skull and cross knives or a skull and cross brass knuckles or a skull and cross guns that tells you that's the end of the chapter. So, and then there'll be a design page, and then
We
it'll
would
go.
bring on this, and it would involve kind of these tools on the book.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No. I mean, once you pay for the book and you have it in your hands, you can do anything you want with it.
Right.
You can burn it.
You could cut it up like that because then the chance is you might buy another one. So that's okay. That's
Look, once it's yours, it is yours to do what you please with it.
Perfect. That's the right mindset right there.
And that's why you should buy 2.
If you want to like use one to do scrapbooking, sure.
There you go. There you
Why
go.
not? We have a retailer level, so where you get multiple copies.
you and me both, Eva. But I love them all the same. So if I can real quick, I don't want to take away from the new project, but I have to ask you about the Mandrake books because, like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of the King Features characters. And last I knew, there was a specific publisher that had the licensing for all the King characters.
Yeah, there's a really weird sort of back and forth between licensing for comic strips versus licensing for comic books versus licensing for prose. So I wasn't privy to sort of that conversation. So when I was approached, I was approached by Stonebot Comics and by a rep from King Features to do the book, but I wasn't privy to this idea of like, well, one person holds the license to do the strip versus this versus that. So I was like, all right, just tell me the character. I'll do all the research that I need to do. Set up any new characters and send them in for approval, basically.
Okay. All right. Very cool. I had Lothar in the book. And
the non-racist version of him, let's be honest.
The non-racist. Yeah, because Lothar is pretty super racist of a character. I recently actually found the first issue of the original Mandrake comic book published by King. And wow. Painful is an accurate term. But yes,
reading the old strips were very, very painful.
Yeah.
It's painful as that.
Look, you can set your comics on fire if you want, but I don't suggest it.
Please don't do it in this room.
If you're gonna do it in a big trash can outside, more than 5 feet away from any physical structure.
Yeah.
And Question. Yes.
Do you read comics for leisure?
I do read comics for leisure.
Do you mind sharing some titles with us?
That I've been reading lately?
Yeah.
No. Yes, sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going through. I have one more volume of Essentials Moon Knight to go through.
Oh.
Because I absolutely love Moon Knight, and
we're all about to read it. Yes.
What?
We all just finished getting the entire series.
No. I've got one issue. Issue 17 is coming in the mail, and then I'll have 1 through 38, and I can read it.
All of us.
See, I was getting just the big fat Essentials.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
So I've got the Essentials, and I'm on
is
the
it
last
the black
one.
and white?
No, it is the colored version, not
you
the
got
black
the
and white
fancy
version.
pants one.
Well, fancy pants.
Yeah. Well, on the back it shows every single issue, doesn't it?
Yes.
Fancy pants.
So I've got one. I'm about maybe like a 10th of the way. I'm only like one issue into that last Essentials.
Okay.
I've been lucky enough to get some preview copies of Radiant Black. From Image. So I've read up to, I want to say, issue 6 already. And I think only issue 4 just came out. So I'm a couple of issues ahead.
Nice.
And I'm trying to think what else I've been reading. I'm really terrible at keeping up with all the X books. I have not read X-Men in a while, so I don't know what's going on with the gala or.
Dude,
None of us do.
You're not missing anything.
We're all
Really?
X fans, and we can't do it. We've been
This
so
is too
emotionally
much.
damaged.
And I have so many, there are fantastic colleagues that are working on a lot of these X books, like Teenie Howard and Vita Ayala, and I want to support them, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm so confused.
And you'll go broke. You'll go
Right.
broke.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
just
have
like,
titles alone.
huh? So yeah. So I haven't been reading any of the X titles. Shame on me. I'm trying to think what else. I finished up She Said Destroy.
Oh, nice.
From Vault.
Love Vault.
True Cult.
Okay.
Mm.
I think that might be it. That's on my some old stuff, some new stuff.
I have to brag a little bit. I'm just saying, like, my buddy sent me this Barry Windsor Smith monster.
Very nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
and the first night I got it in, I read like 108 pages, which is only like
That much, yeah, exactly.
Way more before. This is like 360 pages. So
15-year-old
so
baby.
good. Have you seen inside it? Like,
I've seen. There's been a lot of posts. People have
Oh,
been
yeah.
doing a lot of posts of it. It's gorgeous.
the penmanship
Wow.
is
It's gorgeous.
just gorgeous.
BWS is God tier.
Yeah.
Oh
mean,
my god, I
there's-
love him. I love him.
You know.
Want to have his babies. Not that much, but I do like him a lot. But
Beautiful
anyways,
work.
it's a really great story. Anyways,
Hop on
yes,
in, Wack.
I'm a child.
You're not a child. You're happy with a good piece of book, with a
Thank
good
you.
piece of art.
Good. It's a good piece of both of those things.
It's a good piece of book too.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Absolutely.
chunk.
And it'll
Well,
chop
one of the
the
good
kill
things-
the
one of the
shit
good
out
things
of a
about working-
spider.
What is bang the shit out of a spider?
Yes.
Definitely kill the shit out of a spider.
One of the good things about working at the Kubert School is that there's a comic shop in the Kubert School, Dewey's Comic City. So on my lunch break, I can always go down to the comic shop and pick stuff up. And some things that I do notice sometimes is I'll have a student ask me to go to the bathroom and come back with a Dewey's bag. And I'm like,
Really? For real?
like, come on. Like, but
Now I
they'll
have
come
to
in, like
think
they'll come in through the door and they'll be like trying
No,
to put it
that's
behind
not
their
like
back. I'm
that.
like I can't, like I have a 360 view of you. Like, come
You
on.
have to as a teacher.
I'm like, you couldn't wait like 15 minutes.
Where is the Kirby School? Like, where does this exist?
Oh, the Kubert School is in Dover, New Jersey.
In New Jersey?
Yeah, it's in Dover.
And it's called the Kubert School?
Yeah, the Joe Kubert School. It's the Joe Kubert School of Cartooning and Commercial Art, and or cartooning and graphic arts as the technical term.
We've
Sorry.
seen these ads. If you look in the, I want to say like
Every book
80
since 1970.
I love Joe Kubert.
I want to say 1979.
Yeah, I was gonna say
His-
88.
I'm pulling
Yeah,
70s
that
books
sounds
right
right.
now that have
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Mm.
It's
Old schools
always
like Miracleman and I.
That's what
we've
it
been
is.
wanting to
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is Wack gonna jump on?
Say
Oh,
again.
looks like we might.
Sorry.
comics. He was asking if it was too late to jump in, and I was telling him, no, it's fine. The water's warm. Hop on
I
in.
do have to say one thing about your logo, Whack Comics. You should not have a crossbar eye in comics
Why?
because when you're lettering, crossbar eyes are only used for I'm, I'll, I'd, just meaning referring to yourself. Anything else is a single line I.
Who makes these rules?
These are the rules that have been around for a really long time.
Never. That's so
These are rules that have
interesting.
been around for a really long
That's
time.
crazy.
It's-
What up,
Hello.
Lynn?
And I
Hello,
used to
Lily.
teach lettering. Hi, Whack Comics. Did you hear what I said about the crossbar eye?
The Crossfire Riot?
The crossbar eye.
Crossfire High. No.
Okay.
The I in your Whack Comics logo.
Crossbar eyes.
Okay.
So the I in the word comics should be a single line as opposed
Okay.
to the crossbar eye.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's something that I see a lot. That is a major amateur move there.
Oh,
I'll try and rectify that just for you.
Yes, you should.
I'll try my
appreciate
best.
that.
I don't know if I can promise anything, but I'll try.
Although I do have to kind of say about the crossbar and the eye, I do remember a situation back in the 90s where the word Clint kind of got a little bit indistinguishable from another word.
Yes, which is why you're not supposed to use, which is why what's his name? There's a letterer whose website is Clint Flicker because it's supposed to be cunt fucker.
Right.
And but you're not supposed to use a crossbar I unless you are talking about yourself. Even if you're saying like India, Indiana, anything like that, it is not a crossbar I. I know. I taught lettering online for 2 years for Comics Experience. So.
Okay, what about this? What about like if I wrote in the beginning? I could do a crossbar.
No. Single.
Damn.
Single.
Well, I'm pissed now.
I'm sorry.
I won't lie. That is some of the greatest comic knowledge anybody's ever dropped on the show ever.
It's the little things, though.
My mind is
Right.
blown right now.
One of the things that I always tell people is like, if you are going to do your own comics and you're just starting out, hire a letterer, hire an editor. And I know that I know it costs money, and I get that. Believe me, I do. But if you want to letter something yourself, there you go. Kira knows. If you want to letter something yourself, then take a class. The Kubert School has classes. Comics Experience has classes. Nate Picos has a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. Take a class on it. Because there are two things that I notice in comics that are immediately, I'm like amateur, is a crossbar eye where it should not be, and also football balloons. So you make like a circle for your balloon, and then you just squash it, and it's this weird rugby shape.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't have that. And then the third thing is, if you say that you lettered in Photoshop, you're dead to me. You don't letter in Photoshop. You don't.
You know, I am loving this lettering knowledge. I think the gang here has heard me say it in the past. You know, letterers are like one of the most
heroes.
unsung heroes. You know, and I can
these look like flattened balloons.
I can think of.
Yeah, but those are No, those aren't flattened. Those are proper balloons, because otherwise you have the rugby balloons and the football balloons have like pointy edges.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, so you don't like points?
I don't like the pointy edges. If I could share screen, I would show you exactly what I'm talking about.
You can share screen.
I can share screen. Okay.
Yeah, right down the bottom.
I'll do a little tutorial for you. So let me just
show us a do and a don't.
Okay, I'll show you a do and a don't. Hold on one second. Let me just start pulling up I gotta open up Illustrator.
Listen, I'm gonna call it right now. Sorry, Tom Payer. Sorry, Kwanzaa. Sorry to all the creators who come before. This is the best show we've ever had.
Don't say don't. I don't know Tom Payer. I know Kwanzaa. I don't know Tom Payer, but don't like diss Kwanzaa like that.
I would never diss Kwanzaa.
You did.
I love Kwanzaa. We talk almost every day. I love Kwanzaa. I'm just saying we have yet to have had a genuine professional do any demonstrations for us, and nothing against any of the others. They've all been great. But this is new.
I'm learning here.
Right.
This is what I do. I teach people how to do this. Well, I don't teach lettering anymore.
I want to learn.
But
Ava brings up a good question. She's asking, what do you letter in?
You letter in Adobe Illustrator.
Okay.
Now, can I share a second screen? Because I have two monitors. Can I share a second monitor? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm just making sure, because I don't know if I can only share off my laptop. So let me just.
I also feel like I'm back in college, and I just got scolded by my professor and for saying something mean about Kwanzaa, and I totally didn't mean to. So, Kwanzaa, if you see this, I apologize, and I accept Erica's scolding.
Okay.
Here we go.
So when you are doing what usually happens is this. Let me set it up like I usually have it set up. Okay.
Oh, Illustrator, girl! I use Illustrator all the time. I work in science.
So you use it for like doing graphs and things like that?
Figures.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, you would make a balloon, just a circle, And what people do is they'll do this. So you see, you got the pointy edges. You don't want that.
Okay.
So what you would do is you would make your balloon like this.
Yeah.
And then you would go in and you would use your direct selection tool, which is your white arrow, and you would take your top and you would go down and you would take your bottom and you would go like that. And that's the balloon shape that you want. And you can make this more squarish if you want, depending on, the type of balloon you want. If you want to make it a little wider, you can bring it up a little bit and make it like a little rounder. But it's not this pointy edge rugby football.
No egg footballs, please.
I can make the students say, we start a chant. We hate football balloons. Football balloons suck.
Okay.
That is.
So there you go.
And now
I'm a nerd. I don't like football, period.
And then show us like the text or whatever, like what
and then you would make your tail. So let's just make a tail real quick. No, I want that. There we go. You have your tail, and there you go.
Wait, how did you get just now? How did you get rid of that part? Yeah.
Okay. So there's two ways. There's a right way to do
you selected it alone. Okay.
So I would select both.
Okay.
Okay. And then what you do is it's option and you go to Pathfinder.
Yeah.
And you hit the combine in Pathfinder. Now there's two things that happen. Okay. So what usually happens is this. So when you usually have the separate ones, what people do is they'll select both and then they'll hit the combine. But you see what happens is this is now one piece. Okay. And you don't want that. What you want is you want to be able to still independently move this tail.
Okay.
So you select them both. And if you hold option and you hit combine, then you can still independently move the tail.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool.
Very nice.
So if you're lettering something and you mess up and somebody says, you turned around and you put the balloon going to this person's mouth when it should be going to the other person's mouth.
Right.
Instead of having to redraw the balloon, you just
your image.
Yeah, that's so cool.
There you go.
Rotate.
That is so cool.
Dude, you know what? I may have to hit you up when if I make figures and I can't figure it out. I usually have taught myself just through watching videos and shit.
Nate Picos, who runs Blambot, which is a great website that has tons of free fonts, free comic book fonts. Definitely check out his YouTube pages because he's got a bunch of videos on tutorials on how to do sound effects, on how to do all different kinds of stuff.
What's his name again?
Nate Picos, Piekos.
P-I-E.
Nate Picos.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Cool.
There you go. Lesson learned.
AI is not user friendly.
No, it is not. And you know the reason why they did that, right?
No.
Okay, so when they first came out with Photoshop, everybody was like, "Oh, I'm a graphic designer because I can use Photoshop," and all the real graphic designers got pissy. So they made Adobe Illustrator super hard, and completely unintuitive. So all the graphic designers could say, "Well, I know Illustrator. Only real graphic designers know Illustrator," and I know this because I was a graphic designer. So if you put on your resume that you were a graphic designer, then the first thing that they would ask is, do you know Illustrator? Do you know InDesign? Not just, oh, I know Photoshop, because Photoshop was supposed to be made for and every person could do it. And I remember all my friends being like, oh, I could totally do graphic design. I know Photoshop. And I'm like, there's so much more to it than that.
It's great, the path tool, but that's about all you can really do precision-wise in Photoshop.
Yeah. Because it's a raster-based rather than a vector-based program.
Right. So because I started doing my own manuscripts, and I would have to start making my own figures, and it was so tough at first. But I figured it out. And here's the thing: nobody in science will take any figures that's not in .8i. So they're snobbish.
Is it because they want the vectors?
Yeah. It always has to be in a .8i file.
Shattered Glass comic reviews. I don't think that people that do Photoshop suck. I just think that if you're going to be lettering, you don't letter in Photoshop. And if you want to call yourself a graphic designer, you should know more than just Photoshop.
Yeah.
But I don't think people suck for knowing Photoshop.
Why would you letter in Illustrator as opposed to Photoshop?
Because for a couple of reasons. One, when you are putting the book together, you usually put the book together in different layers in InDesign. Yes. And you would take the letters from Illustrator and slap them on as a separate layer. They don't take SVGs these days too. Depends on who the publisher is, Eva. So usually when I'm working with a publisher, I'm delivering EPS files from Illustrator.
Can you delineate between the two? I don't know what the difference is.
So an AI is an Adobe Illustrator file. An EPS file is also a vector-based file, but I don't exactly know what EPS stands for. But it's just a different file type. It's like a TIFF between a TIFF and a PSD. Okay, and could you delineate the difference between rasterization and then vector-based? Okay, so vector-based is you can scale vector. Vector is not based on DPI. So it's not based on a dots per inch or a pixel per inch. So you can scale vector as big as you want, as small as you want.
Okay.
You can turn it into a billboard rather than you trying with a Photoshop document. It's just going to look like a lot of pixels.
Yeah, a Photoshop document. Even if you're working at like 600 DPI, if you're working at you have to. If you blow it up, you're going to screw everything's going to be soft. So don't pay attention to Tyler, Erica. He sucks and everybody knows it. I'm pretty sure he uses Photoshop. I don't know who Tyler is.
Shattered Glass.
Shattered Glass.
He's nice. He's just a dingus, but he's nice. He means well.
He's my co-host somewhere comics.
I don't know the politics. Sorry.
We love everybody for the most part.
There's no politics. He just sucks, and in a loving way, like it's a term of endearment.
Well, there you go. Yeah. But for whatever reason, the industry standard is to letter in Illustrator. I do know some people have started lettering in Clip Studio because Clip Studio claims that they can do vector, but I haven't played with it.
It's a resolution thing. You don't lose resolution. Yeah. Okay.
And basically, it comes down to whatever the publisher is asking for. And I've never worked with a publisher that has asked for anything outside of an EPS file from Illustrator.
So it's the same. Yeah, it's the same exact thing with different journals in science that they. The only thing that they ask for is .ai. Everything else, there may be a little difference in stuff, but they always want it in AI.
And so if that's then that's what you would say is industry standard because that's what they're asking for. Mm-hmm. You know, the day somebody starts asking me for a PSD for a print ready file, then I'll be like, okay, they obviously don't know what the hell they're talking about. So
it's like getting an email from somebody with an AOL screen name.
I still know people with AOL screen emails.
Same here.
Hi, Grandma.
My accountant has an AOL screen name.
Oh, God, me too.
So,
yeah.
I know this is weird. So is this the stuff that you learn then in graphic design, I guess?
Well, you know, doing the comics is a little bit different, but you still Clip Studio is very intuitive, but it's almost the easy way out. I don't think it has anything to do with the easy way out. I think it has everything to do with industry standard is using Illustrator.
Yeah.
And I don't think Clip has been around long enough. Illustrator's been around, 20 years almost. No, actually more than 20 years because we were using it in college. So basically, that's what people are using.
I didn't realize Illustrator was around as long as Photoshop.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. InDesign was the one that was newer. I want to say 2003, 2004 is when InDesign came in because I remember when they were rebooting the Adobe stuff, they had originally had a program called Adobe PageMaker back in the 90s. And that's what they used to use. That was sort of like the proto InDesign. And then around 2003,
going head to head with Quark Express, and then Quark wound up overtaking it. But now most people use InDesign.
Well, that's the interesting thing is so PageMaker sort of got dropped out because of Quark. I had to learn. I knew PageMaker, graduated college, got a job at an ad agency, had to learn Quark because that's where all of our storyboards were going to be in. Then after, I know, me too, Eva. Then after PageMaker left and Quark started, falling favor, they started InDesign because when they redid their Creative Suite, they actually beta tested the first Adobe Creative Suite with me and a bunch of people at the ad agency. So I was one of the first art directors who got to work on it at our ad agency.
Damn.
And so we got to sort of like, you would, work on it, and then you'd like fill out like a survey kind of thing, like how did you find this as intuitive and blah 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 whatever. And the funny thing was that not all the art directors had switched over to InDesign. So I would get a call from another department saying, hey, I just got a storyboard in InDesign and my art director doesn't have InDesign. Can you make the revisions? Because you're one of the like 7 people in the building of 200 people that actually has InDesign.
It's like being multilingual, dude.
Yeah.
Funny quick story on InDesign. I was working for the Coral Gables Gazette as a newspaper down here in South Florida until they went, hey, we're converting to InDesign. You have a week to learn it. Guess who couldn't afford, because they didn't pay very well, the program, so he no longer had a job.
All right. So
Sorry.
I'm gonna interject on behalf of Ace, but they really need to know something very important.
Do you have a favorite Helen Mirren movie?
I really liked her in Reds. I thought she was fun in Reds, but I really liked her range in The Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a bad answer?
No, it's fine. I'm autistic and she's my special interest, so I'm gonna start asking that to every single person I meet now.
I think that's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, Reds is obviously like fun action movie, and she gets to be like badass and kick ass and everything. But I thought The Queen really showed like her range just in general, as also taking on a role like the Queen. And I think it's always weird also when you take on a role of a person who's still alive, because it's like they're going to watch the movie.
If you like that, you should watch her in Catherine the Great, because it's 10 times better than the Queen, and her acting is.
I'm going to write that down then.
Okay. It's on HBO Max right now.
Yep.
Man, I love you, Ace.
Love you.
Put it in your staves.
Now, Miracleman and I, we both have a final question. I know he has his comics will break your heart question. I'm going to go for the optimistic one, and I'm going to throw it over to him. But if you now, I like James Lipton from Bravo's. He would
Inside the Actors Studio.
Actors Studio, yeah.
That one. Now I'm going to modify this question a little bit. If you were about to meet God, Jack Kirby, what would you want to know most?
Is it God or really Jack Kirby?
Isn't that the same thing?
The latter, Jack Kirby.
Do you want me to be like jokey, or you want me to be serious?
What do you want to be? What you want to be? If it's both, then you get both.
So what question would I ask God?
What would be the question you would ask?
What was the over/under in me getting in?
That's nice. That's a good one.
Because if I'm talking to God, then the assumption is that I'm going to heaven.
Right.
That's a good
Correct.
one.
So what's the over/under?
Right. And then, is there anything else you would ask him?
Her.
Anything else? Them. I'm not going to ask Ace for their HBO password. I have the password. I have my own HBO Max. Thank you very much.
Can I have your password though?
I'll tell you a secret. It's not even my password.
I don't have my own account. I use my friends and I all share the same 5 accounts for everything. So each of us only pays for one. It's a great system.
That's actually pretty much how the students do it. They all they'll pick one to pay for, whether it's Disney Plus or Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and then the whole house watches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the one question, and then there was a second question, and then I'm going to turn into a pumpkin at 11 o'clock. So.
All right. Well, that would be my question, and Mr. Worst, he stepped on it a little bit, but. I am a very big fan of Jack Kirby. He would be my representation of God, I think, were I to reach the pearly gates. And Jack had a saying that he would say,
"Comics will break your heart."
Comics will break your heart. And so tell me, have comics broke your heart?
Oh, a million times over.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is sweep the pieces back up again and glue them back together and just keep going. That's the thing that basically separates the people who want to do this as a career versus the people who want to do this for fun or as a hobby or an addendum to what they're already doing with their life. If you're doing this as a career, you need to love comics. Comics need to be your air. You've got to love comics better than sex, drugs, rock and roll, alcohol, birthday parties, everything, because you have to put everything into it at all times. That's why I'm up at 11 o'clock at night hawking my wares on a podcast, because I believe in this book and I believe in comics, and this is my career. This is what I'm doing. Yeah.
That's a fantastic answer. Thank you so much.
Throwing the link back up one more time. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We've been having on Miss Erica Schultz talking about the deadliest bouquet.
I don't know what he's waving at me, but it's weird.
Let's find out.
The hell is that? Is that
It's
like
a puppet I made. It's a comic book puppet.
I thought that was the new Cyber Frogs toys.
It looks like maybe like a prototype of Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, well, Jim Henson did inspire me, so the inspiration could be leaking through.
Is anybody else oddly attracted to it though?
No.
Maybe the mouth a little bit.
God damn.
Is that its mouth? Oh, then it doesn't have a nose.
The mouth area.
The mouth area.
The mouth area. These are the eyeballs. This is the torso, of course, and he's got legs. And
it kind of looks like the frog.
I've taken anatomy before. This doesn't fall within the. Normal.
He hasn't got a name yet, so if you've got any suggestions, I'd appreciate it.
McGurk.
McGurk. I love it. McGurk.
Really fucking dead mouse.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Thank you. And, with that classy retort, thank you, Erica, so much for joining us this evening. As Rob was saying, the project currently up, The Deadliest Bouquet on Kickstarter. Go check it out, guys. It's Nazi. It's not the main part of the book, but Nazis get killed. And, if you watch this show, one of our favorite things in the entire world
is killing Nazis.
It's killing Nazis. More dead Nazis. As my personal hero said, I ever tell you about the time I killed 4 Nazis, kid? Check it out. Take a look for the trade for Legacy of Mandrake. It was a really fun read. Great legacy heroes while still enjoying some of the stuff from the past, which is, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Please, Erica, anytime you have a project in the future, come back and see us again, because we would absolutely love to talk to you.
Make sure that I wake up really, really late, so I'm not, drinking coffee at 9:30 at night to stay awake.
I feel your pain. Trust me.
We're old. I get it. But thank you very much for having me on, for giving me a platform and for letting me, teach you guys little lettering stuff.
Thank you for coming on, and I love you so much.
Oh, sweetie, thank you so much. All right, be good, everybody. I'm going to bed now.
Good night, Erica. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow, this is what happens when we have another teacher on this show. Hey, over there on the Comics on the Mind show, you and Todd could have another teacher on your show.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I straight up added her because man, she legit knows Illustrator, and some of those things are just difficult.
Yeah, she is fantastic. That was really great. And I didn't even get to ask her, but I believe she may have worked on projects with Mr. Alan Moore. Now, as a letterer, so it's not like, they were in the same studio working together. At what point? It was like 2015, so it was of course he was batshit. Yeah. I mean,
he was batshit.
He's been batshit crazy since he got off Swamp Thing. Yeah. Like 1985, he lost his fucking mind.
Ace's dad.
Oh my God, look at all the drugs over here. Oh, Cthulhu's gonna love this shit.
Yeah. He wrote Providence, and I was reading Providence. I remember reading Providence. I was what was that, like 5-6 years ago? He wrote Providence. And I remember reading it and going, "Oh, it's it's Lovecraft, and so it'll be very Cthulhu-ish." And
you're my papa, not my dad. There's a
there you
difference.
go. Oh, there you go. And I realized while reading Providence that he's gone off the deep end. I knew he was always kind of dancing on the edge, but he definitely hopped off that cliff.
Why you gotta say dancing off the edge?
Alan Moore.
Going off the
I
deep
love
end.
that. Yeah. Bye-bye, insanity.
I think he's jerking us around when it comes to the Glycon stuff, Eva. I don't think he genuinely worships a snake god. I think he does that to keep the normies away, and I think it works for him.
Over there.
Let's show comics.
Let's show comics. It's 11 o'clock.
I am down for that. So, what did everybody get this week? And who wants to go first? I'm seeing that Lady Fantastic is holding some books and ready to eat them.
Lee, do you guys have comic book day on Wednesdays? No, right?
On Wednesdays, not every Wednesday.
Okay, I'm sorry. Usually
like Thursday or Friday, maybe a bit late. But I do have some comics today.
Show us, please.
You want to see what I got?
Right meow.
I've got you get to see how late.
Show us
how
your
late I-
shirt first. Show us your shirt first, though. I like your shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's a clean shirt.
Who is he?
My niece designed this shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
She did the drawing. My niece did. She's really talented.
Yes.
But,
Okay.
But yeah, you get to see how late I am on some of these titles. Some of them aren't too late, but some of them are like Fear Case. There's Fear Case and Before. This came out
Okay, cool.
ages ago, right? But I loved that series. Hilary Jenkins, the colorist, is amazing. She's the one that colored our logo.
Oh,
And,
Yeah.
and then this, I got this just for a cover by because it's a fucking awesome cover, right?
Miracle Man was after that one.
Yeah.
And Miracle Man's got that one.
Nice. What else do I got? I got Ascender. This shit's amazing. I fucking love me some Ascender.
Okay. There was Descender first, and then
Yeah, I want to read both.
Yeah, but Ascender's almost finished as well. I think there's only two more issues, and then Haha's good.
Yeah.
I got some more stuff. I've read all that stuff. This is the stuff I haven't read yet. Department of Truth. What issue is this? 9? Issue 9?
Oh, damn, cool.
It's a good issue too.
Is it? Oh, cool.
Previous one was just like a lead up, and this one you get to really know that character. But I won't spoil anything else.
I got that too, man. Stillwater.
Stillwater. Yeah, issue 7. I love Chip Zdarsky.
Stillwater. Yeah. It's so good.
Okay.
That issue was really good.
Did you like Chip Zdarsky on Howard the Duck?
I haven't read that one.
I have that
I
issue.
gotta get
Yeah,
that.
that's
He did. Did anyone read Kaptara? That was like his first
I
image
did not.
series.
But I know it exists.
Yeah, it's older. It's older book now. I think they only did like the one volume, and it was like supposed to keep going, but the artist was just never got around to doing more of it. And I remember reaching out to Chip on
Like Michael Turner.
Instagram,
Just kidding.
like ages ago, and asking him where it's at, and he's just like, yeah, the artist. I don't know. And I was like, dang, it was a really really fun story. Ultra Mega.
Oh, I still need issue 2.
Issue
1 is so good.
I'll check and see if my LCS has issue 2, Kirk.
Yeah, please let me know. Because
I know it does have Ultra Mega.
I'm getting the third. I think it's like a third print coming out. I think.
Yes, second print comes out next week or the week after.
Yeah, I'm getting the second print, but I mean,
I remember this was a controversial one when I was on last, so I thought I'd pick it up and see for myself. But I got the Red Room.
Oh yeah, I heard it was so good.
Yeah.
You haven't read
Did
it.
you read it?
I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it. I'll let you know next time.
It's cool that you got a copy though.
I got this thing is really cool. It's like a fucking little crime noir collection thing. It's got like a bunch of different artists.
I like Lemire, Tyler, so shut up.
And this is the only reason I got this, because it was Jeff Lemire, but Jeff Lemire was in it.
Yeah.
But there's also a couple of
family
other,
tree, baby.
Yeah, there's also a couple of other creators like Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips and
nice.
Joel Jones. Yeah, there's like a pretty big list. I'm halfway through this. It's really cool. But you know what the best thing that I've read this week, and I said it on the stream yesterday. I think I'm going to give up reading comics after this, because I'm never going to find something as good as this ever again. Like
Murder Falcon. Oh yeah.
This is the best thing I've ever read, and I'm never going to be able to read anything as good as this ever again. So I don't see what the point is anymore. So.
Daniel Warren Johnson on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
I cried numerous times throughout this book.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I definitely will give it a check.
Yeah, you should read it, man.
Yeah, so this guy here, he powers this big murder falcon guy with his guitar, like with the power of music.
Oh wow!
And they fight monsters and shit. It's just beautiful, like especially you know, like it hit all the right heartstrings and shit. For me being a musician, you know, like just made me want to ring my bandmates and hit them up for a jam. Like it's been a while, man. Let's get together. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but, my LCS has it, so I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
Yeah, I highly suggest this.
Nice.
Hey Lee, Ignacio asked, and I gotta ask you too, because I know we talked about it. Red Room.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet.
No, you haven't looked at it. You haven't read it yet. Okay.
I haven't even read it yet. I was wanting to read it, but I've been really busy. We went to a movie premiere on fucking Monday night.
Oh, that's right.
I saw that.
You saw Conjuring.
Yeah, Conjuring. That was a good time, and I've just been like, really editing videos, and so I haven't been able to read as much as I wanted to. I was hoping to have that read so I could talk about it with you guys, but so hopefully next time.
Can I share you something?
You know, I'm a fan of Ed Piskor's work. You know, he did Hip Hop Family Album. You know, he did the Grand Design book. But that Red Room genuinely disturbed me.
What?
Oh,
that's cover.
I love that.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Fire lady.
I picked it up the other day. It caught me on.
Synchronicity.
Is that a Judas Priest homage?
Kind of looks like it.
I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is, because at the back of the they had like a whole bunch of different covers. Like there's a Pantera one here as well.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Here it sucks, so.
Ooh. Oh, that's clean.
Yeah, the one that lady showed up. The one that lady held up said, probably Michael, says it's the heavy metal variant. So I think they did like a standard cover, and then they did a heavy metal homage
I'm
cover.
Showing all the heavy metal ones now.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I like that.
They did a few. I really like the Pantera one, because that's Ryan Otley.
Yeah.
Ryan Otley from Invincible. Yeah, there's ladies on there.
There it is. Yeah.
Next to Iron Maiden looking.
Iron Maiden makes me moist.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank fucking God, Erica logged off.
That's me.
Wow,
really
great haul, man. You're muted there, worst. Oh,
am I?
No, you're not. You're fine. You're fine.
For sure.
So yeah, I'll slide into your DMs as soon as I finish reading this. Okay, Miracle, and we'll have a chat.
That's hot. Yeah, seriously, I legitimately, I had to put. I've read some rough shit in my life. I was a big fan of the Verotic line back in the '90s, which was Danzig's violent erotic comics. That's what Verotic stood for. And I'll tell you what, literally the most disturbing story I've ever read in my entire life is in issue number 4 of Veronica. Don't look for that book, people. I don't want the blame after you read that story and have nightmares. Do not, disclaimer, don't read Veronica issue 4.
So guess what comic I'm gonna suggest?
Can I get a copy of that too? That's like somebody telling me don't watch Irreversible. It's the most fucked up movie ever. Okay,
that movie is fucked up.
I gotta watch this.
Don't watch a Serbian film. It's the worst movie ever. I watched that and oh god, that is pretty grotesque.
That's pretty bad. Silo's worse than Serbian film. Silo is arguably. I mean, there's coprophilia in Silo. I mean, there's you know what coprophilia is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Will you please explain to the chat what that means?
It is a thing that I will spell. CROP. What? Yes, Rob?
Yeah,
he's like, I'm out.
See ya.
Look up Silo or 120 Days of Sodom and, read over the plot points of the film. And that's it. Eric Canet did that was not the book the story that bothered me. It was bad. I forget. But the Veronica line of books had a heck of a no pictures. Had a heck of a pedigree. Neil Gaiman did a story for him. You had some great, fantastic creative. Neil Gaiman wrote a friggin' filthy ass story. It was in Veronica number 2. And it's like a possessed house where like everybody bones.
That's everybody bones.
Like a cop shows up, he's like, "I'll save you," and he's like, "Waka chaka." Like after a minute or two, you know what I mean?
Waka chaka.
British. So it's he hops right into the giant sweaty pile, and they get to town. Anyway, let's show some more comics and move on from this topic of conversation. Listen, for real though, I read Red Room and I had to put it down 1/3 of the way through, and then I picked it up and I made it to.
I was like, holy shit!
I made it up. I made it halfway through, and I was like, "Yep, I'm putting this down again, and I'm gonna go to bed and hope I don't dream about this."
That we haven't all experienced.
What?
I hope you have experienced people getting their face peeled off.
Haven't you been recruited by somebody that runs an internet site, and then they'd say, "Hey, I think you could be the best out there. Just come and join my Holy shit, I did do that, didn't I?
Yeah,
you're on the Red Room now."
Pretty much, sir.
And y'all are watching.
All right.
Hot.
Who's next?
Who's next?
You.
All right.
Miracle.
Chatty Cathy.
All right. I am a chatty motherfucker.
He is the chattiest Cathy.
I don't know about the chattiest Cathy. That's some
serious
So I got a lot of books. Actually, I went to visit my brother, guys, down in another state.
Your brother Gus, did you say?
I went to visit my brother. His name is not Gus.
I thought you said your brother Gus.
No.
What did you say? I'm confused now.
What did I say? I went to visit my brother down in another state, and I got a lot of comics.
You said something in between that. I'm confused. I'm gonna be back up and be quiet. I'm sorry. Go
ahead. All right. So here's first. I'm gonna show you the new books, but I think I got like a short box worth of back issues, gang.
Go show away, bro.
So here's from this week, a couple of from last week, but I did not pick up my Marvel. I did not pick up my Marvel and Indies today. I just couldn't make it back to the shop. But Crime Syndicate number 4, that's so fucking good, man. It's so good. I'm a huge Crime Syndicate fan. You open up with Crisis on Infinite Earths, with Crime Syndicate getting wiped out by the White Wave, and I have been a Crime Syndicate fan since.
I have a question. Will you give me the premise of Crime Syndicate?
Sure. Here's the quick rundown. The Crime Syndicate is the Justice League of Multiverse Earth Designation 3.
Oh, of course it is.
Okay, and on Earth 3,
But
and here's why it's Earth 3, because
Why?
they were originally introduced in the Justice League of America. It's like issue 28, 26, something like that. I have it, where they had already introduced the Justice Society and determined that was Earth 2.
Oh.
So the very next Earth they introduced, which is a villainous version, is Earth 3. And Earth 3, I think I would be Earth 5 Comics at Law, and I'll explain that another time. So Earth 3, they've changed it over the years. Essentially, at this point, the premise is everything, the way it is here on the Prime Earth, main DCU, everything's exact opposite. So the Justice Leagues are villains. The Legion of Supervillains is actually the Legion of Superheroes.
So it's like Darkseid, like the good guy?
I don't know if Darkseid exists, although they have confirmed that new gods do exist with this series.
I don't know my DC canon. I apologize.
But like Sinestro,
yeah,
he's a hero in this. Lex Luthor, he's the biggest superhero on the planet.
Okay.
So if everything's opposite world, that means we all hate comics, and Ace actually reads capes.
Right.
Actually, I have been so.
That means Ace collects baseball cards.
Actually, I have like 70,000.
There we go. So, so that's the premise. It goes so far as they say, the devil below instead of saying God above.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
It's great. Suicide Squad number 4. I'm loving Suicide Squad.
That's a reflection.
Yes, that's accurate, Michael. Yeah, I know it's really bad.
Is it a variant, that one?
No.
Okay.
No, that's regular cover.
Okay.
This came out last week, but I didn't pick it up, and I just grabbed it. This is the Virgin Brides.
Yeah, that was at my LCS.
It is the art really fits. This is like.
Did that just come out?
Prehistoric. Last week it came out. This is issue 5, and I think it's been a really long time since we got an issue. Yes. So the original Goddamned was a reimagining of the story of Noah.
Huh.
Where Noah was like a insane warlord. It's much more historically accurate.
I want to read it now.
An insane warlord.
Yeah. It's a much more it's much more accurate when it comes to like what the conditions of the people living there. They were like barely out of the caves,
right?
And life is very rough. Everything's dirty. Water's filthy. There's rotten, dead animals all over the place.
Civilization just came out from the pond.
The Virgin Brides here. The difference. This is the sequel to that series. It's not so much a sequel as it is another story set in that same universe. Gosh darn. And essentially, the story here is There's a group of, we'll call them nuns because that's the purpose they serve, but they're like, the smack you in the face with a stick type of nun.
Catholic.
Right. And their job is to raise young girls until they get their blooming, which is, they reach of age. And then they have this warrior caste of women come, they collect the girl, they take them up to the top of the mountain where they marry an angel and never are heard from again.
So the angels are dudes?
The angels are something. I don't think they're actually. Yes, Ignacio, it is more historically accurate. They don't really ever they haven't told us what the angels actually are yet. But, the angels come floating down. All you see is the girl standing there. She sees the bright light, obviously, that's floating towards her. And she's a little nervous, but, she's okay. And then, it cuts away from her, and all you hear is screaming.
Weird.
All you see is screaming on the page. So, Hooker, Vampire, Pirate, Demons. Yeah, honestly.
It's a UFO.
Jason Aaron recently, had some bad stuff come out about him, but I had already been pulling the series. I figured, I'll finish it off. It was supposed to be done months ago, so Anyway, Green Lantern number 3. Green Lantern's been a banger of a title. If you like Green Lantern stories, this has been great. You're getting literally everything you could like about Green Lantern.
What if I like nothing about him?
Well, you'll find something with this book. Justice League 62. Listen, guys, Talking Heads Bendis has been tough on this book so far. I've enjoyed it. I think Naomi and Black Adam are some fun additions to it that change the dynamics a little bit. This book, if you've been finding Justice League a bit of a slog, this book will turn it around on you.
Oh, good.
2 more from last week. You got X-Men 20 and Beta Ray Bill number 3.
Oh, that's horrific looking. What
it's so nice. And the hottest book every time it comes out, Batman Fortnite 0 Point number 4.
Just why?
No, thank you.
So I've actually been reading it. It's a decent story, but Batman gets sucked into the Fortnite universe and is running around trying to fight people. It's like, why is this idiot dancing? Because that's what they do. They do dabs and such. They dance. There's music. It's a fucking weird game, guys.
Yeah, my students talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it's a game for a different generation. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right. Now, here we go. We're going to go and burn our way through some back issues because I got some bangers here, guys. First up, Savage Dragon Archives number 1.
Oh, cool.
This is actually the reprint of his very first appearance in Graphic Fantasy.
Oh, awesome.
Here we have the unfortunately recolored. So the only thing that upsets me about them. But if you're a fan of Mobius at all, you've definitely heard of Incal, and the Incal series from Humanoids, issue 1, issue 2, issue 4, is kind of tough to come by. Issue 6, first of all, it's Humanoids. Issue 9. What are their press runs, like 3? Issue 10. And secondly, anybody who wanted a Mobius book bought it and kept it. They didn't sell it.
Yeah, that's not going back to eBay.
Right. If you want a Mobius, if there's a Mobius book, the Mobius collectors have collected them. And here's issue 12. So they're not easy to come by. My brother actually found these for me. He paid 14.5 cents a piece. He gets deals like I do. Another book he found for me, Highbrow Entertainment Ashcan. This is from 1994, and it's Eric Larson with some of his. Right, Ignacio? This is all him doing his properties. You got the dragon there.
That is so dope, man.
Right? You got here's the best part. You got hold on a second. You have Super Patriot right there. There's Super Patriot. Here's the best part. You got to read the pull quote for the back from Eric. I'm writing for a college crowd. You'll find my books are a lot more enjoyable after you've consumed a large quantity of cheap beer.
Or crack.
And you know what? In the 90s, he was right. All right, here's some of the killer deals here, guys. This I got for $1. Godzilla number 3.
Nice.
That's the Champions crossover.
That is clean.
Right. Came out for $1. Here we have the HWC number 1, the Heroes World Catalog. So these here guys are kind of tough to come by because they were nobody collected these. This is literally a toy catalog for superhero stuff. Okay, and if you can't tell. Who can tell me who the artist is on that? Come on, you guys got to know this one, right? Right, everybody knows this, right?
No.
Come on, we were talking about him earlier today with Erica.
My dad.
Kubert. It's a Kubert cover on these. These are original covers, and the interiors are literally just toys. But you get some interior art from Kubert as well. But it's toys, and right there we have some Marvel toys, and here we got a Superman toy, and next to some Marvel toys. Right. And you want to see a really cool toy? Now I don't know. I'm sure this person doesn't live here anymore, so I don't mind showing their address. But here we have the original Lord of the Rings action figures.
I want them.
Look at that.
Daddy likes toys.
Awesome.
Look at that. I know. I figured this would be great for a daddy's toy chest. Like every one of us could get one.
Yeah, Daddy loves
know?
toys.
I'm gonna get Frodo's horse. This was published in 1979.
Wow.
So long before the National Zeitgeist moved towards superheroes. So this is a very, they made 2 of these. I have both of them now. There's nothing to them. They're just fucking cool to have, man. Then I found a couple of these bad motherfuckers right here. Savage Dragon 162.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
Right. These books I'm about to show you are all under like 4,400
I
print run.
appreciate the rarity of them.
163.
And was this a pawn shop find or?
No, this was at a comic shop. I did find these at a comic shop. 172 there. This one has a little bit higher print run, but still kind of hard to find. And you'll find this happens a lot with the square bound Savage Dragons. Here is issue 50, his first 100-pager for the Savage Dragon run. All the 100-pagers or 80 pages, I think they became later, are real tough to find from this series because they were more expensive and it didn't have a big draw to begin with. Once you got to issue 50, it started to drop. Here we have Madman Comics #2, which, if you read Crossover, Madman was pulled in there. I was reading Madman back in the day. They did a crossover called Superman Madman Hullabaloo.
Oh my God, I have to read it.
Oh, you have to read it, dude. You have to. Steve Buscemi is in it.
What?
Kind of reprising his role from Reservoir Dogs.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's dope. You gotta see it. A couple of replacement copies here. I got me a LoboCop #1 because mine was trashed.
LoboCop?
LoboCop, baby. Listen, back in the day, Lobo had it was like every week there was another Lobo one-shot or miniseries. Okay. And we're talking in like the 91 to like 95, 96 time period.
Is there any other weird crossovers like this? Like LoboCop? Like LoboCop? What would they be?
I can't think of any other weird crossovers, but there's one called Lobo I Quit where he quit smoking. There's this one, which is, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, and I can't believe I'm going to tell you guys this because I got to find replacement copies for the other 3 issues in this. This is hands down the best Lobo series you will ever read. Hottest thing there was. He was DC's Wolverine in the 90s. This here's the best Lobo series. It's 4 issues. Lobo, Un-American Gladiators. Here's the premise, okay? Lobo is scientifically whisked away to a planet where they bring all these different bounty hunters, gladiators, warriors. There's a lost Vietnam platoon. They bring them all together to this planet and they send them through an American Gladiator style tournament. But instead of getting knocked off a podium by a soft foam wrapped pugil stick, you are instead smashed with giant hammers into a red mist.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I haven't read Ignacio. It just came out.
Yes.
By the end of the series, and this character right here and his partner, and I forget what they're from, but they were in another book, and it was a much more serious book. They were villains, and it was a much more serious book. And at the end of that book, they just disappear. And we're talking like 15 years later, somebody just pulls these 2 characters out and puts them in this Un-American Gladiators book. I got to figure out what those characters are from, and I'll talk about it in the next episode. But listen, seriously, if you come across the Un-American Gladiators and you have even a tangential, a minor, hey, I wonder what Lobo is like, this is the series to buy. Only 4 issues, guys. All right? Exactly right, Michael. Here we got Turtle Soup #2, which is a Mirage title, has a bunch of turtles. It's like an anthology, like a apocrypha. And here's #3, which means I've now finished this one off.
Do they make Turtle Soup?
They do not in these issues, man. I think in issue 4 they actually make some turtle soup.
Well, at least they do in the end of the series. They didn't lie in the title. That's the main thing.
JSA Classified #1. I think I have like 3 copies of this, but I buy it every time. There's 2 reasons.
I wonder what they are.
The art and the story. The art and the story, you fucking perverts. So next up, my brother had grabbed these for me because his shop sells them. I believe one of the castmates has the first 2 issues to this series. But from Bad Idea, we have ENIAC #3.
Oh yeah.
And if I remember, Ace, you were gonna hook me up with that, right?
Yes.
Nice.
But I'm not anymore.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was heartbroken. And there's Tankers #1. And my brother surprised me because there's one shop in his area that sells them, and he gets every Bad Idea book that comes out.
Damn it! I already got that for you.
Oh, did you? We'll give it to. Well, you know what? We'll do it as a giveaway. I think that worked out well for some friends of ours.
That'd be good.
Just a little while ago.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Comic Zombie to get back to me on this nice little T-shirt that he won last episode. So we have a new email address now. That email address is notnearmynd@gmail.com. So if you want this,
I'll shoot him a text message.
Let us know. Back to you.
Yeah. All right. Trying to pick up the pace here. I know I'm pontificating. Speaking of Mobius, here we have Mobius Comics #1 from Caliber, as well as issue #2. Isn't that pretty? If you're not familiar with Mobius, it's too much to explain. Let me just say this: possibly one of the greatest illustrators to ever exist.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's French. Don't hold that against him. There's Star Wars Insider #200 with that Peach Momoko Mandalorian cover.
That is nice.
Right? That's fun. Cool, man.
Is that one of the expensive ones now? I just don't know.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't love all of her covers, but she nailed that one for sure.
Yes, agreed. I found myself. I like much of what she does, but sometimes you're like, no, this just was the wrong book for her.
It's always hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Some are good, and some are like, nah, I'm good.
Here we got a couple more Savage Dragons. Again, real low print run, number 173. And number 104. 104 is a little bit higher. And here we have 135, which is the return of Prism, a character introduced in graphic fantasy #1, first appearance of Savage Dragon. They also reprint this character's first appearance. Much more common, but a little harder to come by because of his partner on the cover, number 30, with Spawn.
Ooh, that is clean.
Right? That was pretty fucking dope. Here we have Sentry #2 from the 8-issue mini. Here we have, man, I love these books, man. Masters of the Universe #3 from Image. For real, guys, if you've ever liked He-Man, the Masters of the Universe Image stuff, much more adult stories. They're not like those Star comics from the 80s. Like it's not a kid's comic. It's definitely a comic, not mature readers, but definitely a comic more designed towards adults.
Are you excited for the new series coming to Netflix?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Alone or
Colon? That's Colon.
It's live action, right?
That's Colon.
No.
No, it's animated. And the voiceover work looks fucking top notch.
Yeah,
man.
it's got a huge cast.
Huge cast. It's gonna be like Invincible, where it's like, hey, every single voice is a famous person. Speaking of Sentry, now these are a little rough. We're gonna call them readers' copies. Okay, but from the New Avengers, I finished off the Sentry storyline. There's number 8, number 9. And number 10. And believe it or not, guys, this is Talking Heads Bendis. And he wasn't just a Talking Heads guy at this point.
No, he's good on that, man.
He's good. New Avengers was fucking bomb.
I have the whole 64-issue run, Brad.
I think I finished it. I think I finished it this time. Okay. Just a couple more books here, and then I will log back off here. Not log off, but
Thank you, Ace.
Last issue I needed from the Rebirth run. Batman number 18.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Got the full run now.
Good job.
Listen, if you have what's that?
Time to burn it.
if you have any small children around, why would you have them watching the show? But if you do, turn their eyes away for a moment so you don't give them nightmares. From Caliber Comics, here comes Oz, Romance and Rags. Is issue 2 here. This is a mini-series that ties into the main run of the Oz series. And the premise of the Oz series is the Gnome King has won, and most of the heroes are now twisted, evil, dark versions of themselves. The series is pretty dark. That's the Scarecrow there. Here we have Straw and Sorcery number 2.
Oh, nice. That's
another one of the minis.
Cover.
Right. They're black and white comics, but I'll tell you what, man. The best comic book Oz story I've ever read.
Even better than Oz versus Cthulhu?
Yes. Nothing against that group of people, because I love that. I read it. It was fantastic. But this Oz is like it's one long story. It's the Munchkins.
When did the series come out?
Well, this is like early '90s shit.
Oh, okay.
But Caliber has just come back out and started republishing their catalog, and they're publishing the trades for this. I highly recommend picking them up.
I'm getting the trade for sure.
Penny Century number 5 from the Love and Rockets universe there. And guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, here's a series that I think is currently undervalued, and you guys should pay attention to it. Okay, trust me. Spider Girl.
Oh, I got that.
Spider Girl, right there. Right.
First appearance of Benjamin Parker.
You are
definitely an undervalued series.
Sleeper.
It absolutely is a sleeper. I'm telling you, it's going to pop at some point, and they're going to become like just right out of your price range.
It's not an if, it's a win.
It's a win. It's 100% a win. Zombies versus Cheerleaders from Moonstone. Listen, it has zombies and a cheerleader putting her bra on the front cover. Of course, I bought this fucking comic.
They have a crossover with Hack Slash.
What's that?
There's a crossover with that with Hack and Slash.
Oh yes. Power Shazam number 34. Listen, guys, in the entire era for DC, every single cover is this beautiful painted masterpiece by Jerry Ordway. Okay. They're all gorgeous. They're all gorgeous covers. If nothing else, it's worth it for the covers. But it's also a fantastic series. Here we have the first Deja Thoris book from Dynamite. Deja Thoris and the Green Men of Mars. She is not naked. She's not naked. That's boob armor. Okay, and she has J armor too. What are you doing? What are you doing in Comics on the Mind? And all right, here's my last one. You know, I don't know how I didn't get this. I have these series when they came out, but somehow I missed the Adam Hughes cover, and y'all know me and Adam Hughes. From the Before Watchmen series, there's Dr. Manhattan number 2. And you can tell it's Adam Hughes because Silk Spectre looks hot.
It says Adam Hughes.
Well, I mean, there's that.
Right there on her ass.
You don't even have to. Just look at that. Just look at that part. Just look at that part. You know it's Adam Hughes. Right there.
Because she's going to turn around and give a handy.
I don't know if her hand is what's getting involved there. But
well, she's wearing a big bubble around her head. She's not going to be doing
she's got
much.
a bulb, dude.
It's Dr. Manhattan. He can make it happen.
You can do a little face change.
Come on now. Classy.
Oh, man.
Here's the quality of our show, people.
I love this show.
It's going to be in my dreams tonight.
All right, so that's it. I got more books, guys, but I could literally probably be going for like another 45 minutes. So let's move on.
So who wants to go next?
I want to see that too, Ignacio.
Ace.
You want me to go next?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show y'all the actual books I got too. So first up, I got the complete collection of the Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Guess how much I paid for it? Okay, it was originally $120. So guess how much you think I paid for it?
35 cents.
$20.
Nah,
20.
what a steal.
Yeah. Got it Ollie's. Then we have Vault of Frankenstein. Just has a bunch of information about Frankenstein throughout the years in different media. The best thing, got another copy of this.
That's great, dude.
Reasons.
Yeah, I need more to jerk off to. The other pages are too moist. Mad Max Fury Road.
These all from Ollie's. Yeah, I wish I had an Ollie's. Wish
Yeah.
Australia did the Ollie's thing.
Then I got The Other Fat Bird, a celebration of the fat and fierce. Because I'm a fatty. And, you know, whatever. Anyway. Patty Smith.
Oh,
My babe. Oh, Patty Smith. It's just pictures of Patty Smith. Like,
dude, I love her stuff, man. Her album Horses is like the
fuck
shit.
yes. Then I got 2 advanced reader copies because I'm special. So this one's about Star Wars.
What's a Star Wars?
I don't know.
It's when Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie were fighting on the farm in season 2 of The Simple Life.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. Isn't
is a
that
Star
where
Wars.
is Walmart where people shop for walls?
You don't understand how much Glee and how much I love that show though. It was
Same.
great.
It's so ridiculous.
Okay, good. We can share that love because I fucking loved that show. It made me gut laugh.
The Queer Principles of Kit Webb. Amazing. About principles. And they're queer. Who would have thought? And then I got something for Rob. That's Buffy. Yes, you were missing this, so I got it for you. Boop.
Yay!
Yay! Then I have 2 thick stacks. Because, you know, 25th.
Cool.
And number 2. Also, Frankie White, who works on this book, like, talked to them, and they're just gonna send me, like, a free copy of their Pride variant because I'm queer and I review comics. So, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Arizona.
Abbott, 1973.
Very cool.
Great. Love that. Alice in Leatherland. This is way better than the first one. Has an actual story. I'm loving it. Then this, I don't know. I saw it and it looked pretty, so I got it.
That's a nice cover.
Dexter, I didn't really like this, so if anybody would like it instead, let me know.
What's it about?
I don't know. It's so boring. I literally forgot it.
Way to sell it. Way to sell it.
Unfortunate. Your honesty.
Sounds like it's whack hack material.
Yeah.
Bitterroot.
Oh, that's a green cover.
Oh, that's bad, but
It is.
Yeah, but
Great.
indeed.
Oh, Rob and I have been reading Bitterroot together. It's been fun.
That we have. For Memorial Day weekend, I passed up reading all of the new comics just so that I could catch up on all of these back issues of Bitterroot. And I got to thank you.
And then, like, you accidentally started reading on, like, the date of the Tulsa massacre, like the 100th anniversary of it.
That was
Like,
unplanned,
yeah.
but at the same time, perfect timing.
Yeah. Then I got Black Cotton. Somebody suggested it. I don't remember who, but it's pretty good so far.
I've heard really good things.
Yeah, I did too.
Blue Flame. Blue Flame. And Blue Flame. See, I read superhero stuff now.
that's the Rocketeer. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, that's great.
Because it's old
Oh,
and
nice.
unbiased. It's pretty. Now, after being extremely disappointed by last issues of Buffy, this one is so much better. So I guess
Yay.
that's really cool. by the Horn #2. This was
Sweet.
way better than the first one. I'm gonna keep it in my box because of that. Oh, The Conjuring. Okay, I love this. Okay, The Conjuring is my favorite horror series of all time.
I haven't pulled up. I'm watching it like literally after this.
Yeah, I saw that. What the hell is that about?
That design is supposed to look like a VHS tape.
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to look like an old
Sorry.
book.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
Sorry.
Illiterate fuck.
I-
Have you
I
never
stepped-
seen a book?
I stepped. Look at this. Look at the circle in the corner. I stepped on Lady's question though. I'm sorry.
What is the comic or the movie about?
Comic.
It's just following up. It's like the prequel to the new movie that's coming out. That's giving you some like information in the back characters before you see them in the movie.
Mm.
That's the last issue?
Yeah, the last one was really good. I think it ended really well. Department of Truth
Ah, cool, man.
was really good. The most surprising thing of today, Maria Louvet covers.
Nice.
Pretty.
Oh,
Pretty.
that was the Cranberries homage.
That's the.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, sorry.
Yeah.
Did you say the Cranberries?
Dude, there's a white couch. I'm sorry, or the couch with the white. You just
I think it's just a white background. I don't
just
think
shut
it's.
your mouth.
Yeah.
#1. This was really cute. I liked it.
I really like that series. Yeah.
I'm gonna like spoil some like it's not a thing in the book, but it's my idea. So pause it till I flick you off again. Okay. I think the bear's her dad, right? Like obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. There you go. Family
Oop.
Tree ended.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't spoil it. I want to read it.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to pick up my books this weekend.
I feel like it was a good ending.
It's only got like one more arc left, right?
No, it's the last issue.
Oh, is that the last issue?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't prepared for that. I thought we had like a whole arc left.
Well, then the girl who electrified Tesla, #2, very good. There's some Nazi killing in that. Haha.
Are you
Every
gonna
time
make
I
me
say haha, I think about when Lady Gaga said, "I'm Lady Haha." And I know nobody understands that reference, but I do, and I think about it every time. So.
Are you gonna make the cauliflower recipe? I'm gonna make it.
Oh, I'm definitely going to.
Same planet. Also that issue, and I haven't read it.
These men are so fucking in love with each other. It's aggravating, you know.
Oh yeah, forget the girl, just fuck.
Exactly. Like, fuck. Helm Great Castle.
Oh, issue 2 came out?
Yeah. I like this a lot better than I like the first one. That seems to be a theme lately. Olive Heart, A and B covers. I like the B cover a whole lot. Then Home. I think everybody should be reading this right now.
Oh yeah, I read issue 1 and it was so good.
Yeah.
I did not know it was going to go down the superhero route.
Definitely read that. I think this might be the last issue of Breathe the Body. Maybe. Then found this Lady Death in the dollar bin, and I got it
Booty.
for reasons. Because the background looks nice.
Yeah, the brown background.
Mark me down for brown.
2 new issues of Lady Death. That. But then the best cover was this.
Pubes.
The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. Fucking great issue. I know a lot of people are iffy about the first one, but this will definitely pull you into the series. Surprise, another Maria Louvet. Then got made in Korea. Really good. Is anybody else reading this?
No, is it good?
Yeah, so like you can adopt like robot children, but then like they get one that's like defected.
No.
And,
Oh, the AI series.
yeah. Then we got Money Shot, and then Money Shot,
Oh.
and Money Shot.
No
No boobs are shown. No boobs are shown.
Almost gave him a heart attack. Oh, issue 4 is out already?
Yeah,
Yep.
it came out
I'm so
today.
behind.
So
I just
good.
read 3, which was good.
And then the second stack. Come over here. Okay. I got this Queen of Bad Dreams.
Oh, so good.
Doctor Strange homage cover?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So cool, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Then I got the Sarah and the Royal Stars one. Shadecraft, which has been good. Then I got Shadow Service, but I accidentally got 2 of the same one. So if anybody needs this cover to number 8, let me know. You can have it. Something Stealing the Children number 16, which was the most useless issue they could have put out because they already told her fucking backstory. Stake number 1, new favorite series. It's everything good about Queen of the Damned and Hack and Slash put together, but like set in 2021. How am I not gonna fucking love this? You know, iconic. I didn't get issue 2 yet. I got number 3.
Nice. I didn't realize 3 was out.
Yeah. Then I got some more back issue with my babes.
Oh, wow, cool.
3. And then another 3. And then 4. This was also in the Dollar Bin, Winnebago Graveyard. I don't know what it's about, but the Pretty Lady the comic shop was like, read it. And I was just like, yes, listen to the Pretty Lady. And so I did. And then I did the thing I wasn't supposed to do. I started getting issues of Wicked and Divine. But, you know, fuck it. Fuck it. Boop.
Just keep fucking it.
She said, but fuck it.
Want me to?
That's right.
Got Witch Blood. Witch Blood. And more Witch Blood. And then I got a pack of these Wonder Woman books, and it was only $5 for all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Capes.
That's badass, dude.
Love Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I have that cover, but it's
I
one
love
of my
that
favorites.
cover.
I love it so much. I love it because
find
it
it anywhere.
pisses off certain types of
I know.
people.
Yeah.
People just like shat themselves over it. It's like, why? It's just a fucking cover. There's plenty of other shitty covers.
You can find them on Indiegogo.
Ah, sweet.
Yes.
I love those animals. Little deer.
So I might start getting this era of Wonder Woman because I got a couple of them. I like that a lot. She looks like she could kill me.
Looks like fun.
Look at shattered glass. And that. I like this cover a lot. Pretty. But then this one. Oh. That.
That Middleton or Art Germ?
Looks like art
It's
germ.
art
I
germ.
don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't say. And that.
Oh, that's cool.
And that.
Oh,
and
nice.
Mynd, number 6.
Cool.
Nice.
Hey, Air Spider and Planet Arizona.
And then I don't know if anybody cares, but digitally, I've read Black Betty from Action Lab, Green Almonds Over Palestine, which is like one of the most important things you can read. Mindy Woodcock, The Girl Who Handcuffs Houdini. Oh, The Nice House on the Lake came out, and I read that digitally because I didn't know if I wanted to buy it, and it was fantastic, and I love it. Then I bought the rest of Project Wildfire, which our previous guest made, and it's great. And I think I read We 3 last night, and that was good. And I finished We Live, and that was okay. Then I read Wonder Girl, and I really liked it. And then I got Marvel Unlimited, and a lady suggested some things for me to read, so I'm going to read all of those in the next few months. And yeah. Oh, bye.
With that, even Whack is gone.
No!
He dropped off.
Oh,
He
no.
just dropped off a second ago. So who's going to go next?
Kirk, have you gone?
I got no books to show today.
Okay, I'll go.
Maybe next time.
So,
Okay, I'll go.
Oh, you saw our eyes. Oh, this motherfucker.
I'm catching an ass whooping from Tennessee.
You just fucked up.
Sorry, lady. My bad, B.
I think honestly, I only like technically got one new book this week because this had already come out. This is the second print of
nice.
Black Friday. I don't know. It was $3.99 and it's Scout Comics, and I kind of wanted to give it a go.
What's it about?
No fucking clue.
Okay.
I read it.
What do you think?
No one cares.
Oh.
Just kidding.
It's the idea. The premise behind the book is it follows an employee working at a big box retail store on Black Friday, and it turns out that something evil exists within the store.
White women.
I mean, let's be honest. It's essentially a Walmart, so we all know there's something evil in there.
This is a demonic Karen. Okay.
Yes,
I think this is the only new one that came out this week, but this may have come out last week. Reptile?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. Last week, yeah.
Last week? It was last week? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, last week.
I did not get
anything interested. I didn't get
anything new this week, but I'll show you. I got some stuff from the back issues and the 50-cent bin. This was this was back issue. I found the Phantom variant of Hawkeye 1. This is like the volume 2.
That's cool.
Nice.
Or there's like that Fraction Hawkeye. Well, there's Fraction and Lemire, and this is Lemire. Yeah. And then I picked up Mighty Avengers issue 6. Looks fucking badass. Issue 7. And issue 9. This is the Ronin. Then the rest of these are 50-cent bin gets, unless I state otherwise. Found this though.
Oh yes, Thor.
Yeah, 50-cent bin issue $3.99. So totally pumped about that. Also, this What If 79. So what if Storm had the power of Phoenix?
Yeah,
you've seen that. That's a clean cover.
Those What Ifs with the Alternaverse logo in the corner. There were so few of them.
I'd never
Never
seen that
heard of it.
before, my man.
Yeah. That's new to me too.
If I remember correctly, What If ended, and this is after they brought it back with the same numbering a little while later, and they changed the logo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yay!
There he is.
I don't know what happened. It just died. I was like, did the stream just end? What happened? And I was like, no, it's my internet. My internet's dead.
Okay, this is continuing my little 50-cent bin bonds.
Let's do this.
Silver Surfer 58.
Infinity
Oh,
crossover.
nice.
That's the
know.
Defenders one.
I
Yeah,
know.
great.
This is actually my second one of this. Then I found issue 60,
Nice.
newsstand. And
You know,
then-
there's individual issues out of there that I want, but Silver Surfer in general, that whole run, is just a total blind spot to me.
two. And then this I picked up. Never heard of it before, but it was a #1 and it looked campy as hell. It says, okay, it's called Dragon Strike. And
Dragon Strike.
it's the official Marvel Comics adaptation of the spectacular role-playing game from
D&D?
TSR Inc.
What? Huh.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Never heard
these.
of it.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, I think they sold like 12 copies.
Yeah, but
I've never
for
seen
50
it.
cents, I was like, all right.
Fuck yeah.
This I actually got from this was from McKay's, but I got it they were from 35-cent bin, but I was like, oh hell yeah. Elric one
Elric, yeah.
from Pacific Comics.
Yeah.
Hasn't Elric been published by like 9 publishers?
Sure. This one, man, I found these two. I love this, man, and they had 2 of them in the El Cheapo bin. Friggin' Nightcrawler.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Oh,
That's so
sweet.
good.
I
That's
love
a-
my Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
All those little 80s mini
I think you
things.
sent me one.
Yeah,
maybe.
I only get the good shit. All right, this one, man, was too badass, and it's in like really, really nice condition. Captain America issue 15 from one of the newer versions, but the 90s version.
Nice.
Newsstand.
Is that the Mark Waid origin for
I
Red
believe-
Skull?
Well, this I'm not. I just know this was
I think
fucking.
so.
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. Look,
Okay.
there's that Kubert. There's that Kubert feller.
I'm not sure. This I was actually telling Ace about this storyline. I have the graphic, like the TPB, but I didn't have this X Factor. I have some of the X Factor, but
Yes,
X-Men.
Inferno. I love that. I love
Nice.
that art.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
X Factor 36. I have all like the X-Men Inferno run, but I didn't have any of the X Factor crossover.
Is
But
that
that's
really?
one of the storylines I was talking to you about. Ace.
So awesome. It's destroying the Marvel corner tag. That's so cool.
And I don't know about this one, Miracleman, and I was hoping maybe you could help me.
Hit me.
But this is like Tangent Comics, the Joker.
Oh yeah.
What is this?
So very late 90s, maybe
90, I think it's
97.
December 1997.
There you go. So very late 90s, so 97. They actually did two of these. They didn't make any of their regular titles for this month, and they put out the Tangent comics. And the Tangent comics were the DC Universe reimagined. The Captain Atom is the biggest hero,
Okay.
or was the biggest hero in the universe, but he's different. There was a limited nuclear exchange between Cuba and America. And this is the world post that. Superman, the Superman character, is a powerful psychic who ends up taking over the world after the second run. And it's a whole bunch of one shots.
Sorry.
It's a whole bunch of one shots. They reimagine all the characters. There's a Batman, there's a Superman, there's a Green Lantern. But the Green Lantern is literally a woman who walks through graveyards and has a lantern on a stick. So those Tangent books, guys, if you see them, they're the crazy little peeks into a total what if type of universe.
DC, like DC what ifs.
Right.
Thank
So
you.
kind of like modern times now with Heroes Reborn. This is now a different take on an alternate universe.
Basically.
For a month.
This was another El Cheapo been fine, but I was totally pumped. Look at this. Lady Thor.
That's dope right there, man. I like that. That Jurgens feller.
Tom Rainey.
Check that out. All right. Also, this one, man, I could not leave this. I just thought it was too beautiful. I don't even collect this, but it's a Catwoman 71.
Nice. So that series is actually a relatively tough one to put together completely. I don't know why it went as long as it did, but I want to say it went up to like issue 80-ish.
Yeah. And then I came across this, which is a little hard. This is crazy. This Spider-Man Unlimited is in really nice shape too. And I loved the angle, the perspective of this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Planet Arizona. This is a booty shot, but no, I really.
That's a dinger shot right there. That's I'm looking from Peter Parker's anus to the top of his pubic bone in that image.
So where's the third leg?
Look at this. I'm a big Hulk person. I found this. This was Cutting Edge One, the Hulk Ghosts of the Future.
What? Oh, nice.
Like a one shot.
The leader.
Yes.
You got Maestro up there in the corner.
Different like versions of Hulks.
Gray Hulk.
Maestro, leader.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it. And then got Conan the Barbarian, and this says Lord of the Spiders, part 1 of 3. So I got a buddy that likes Conan, stuff like that. And then this
Marvel.
This was Marvel, but it was like in the later Marvel.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s on that.
Yeah.
Roy Thomas.
Print run would have had to be real low.
I didn't know they were still doing Conan stuff back then. Or that late in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's on issue 260 something. No one's buying it. Put it out in issue 1.
I got these in the back issues. I really like the Ashley Wood on the Ghost Rider 2099. And this, I don't know, this issue always kind of stuck out to me, and they had them for like dirt cheap, but
oh, nice.
Interior art is just amazing. I really like it. He's very similar to, I would say, old school Sienkiewicz, the New Mutants, early New Mutants or something. So yeah, this was my get from the LCS today. It wasn't a traditional new comic book day. Let's put it that way, but it was great. On to you, Rob.
If you got comics and you got to bring them home and you're not in debt, I call it a good day. I got to bring home comics and I'm now in debt, but at least I have comics.
Tell me about it.
So I guess I should show them, huh?
Yeah.
So,
So I'm going to start with the Independents because I got to finish up an entire run of something that I've been working on for a while. So one of these is not Buffy, but I'm going to be helped by that because Ace wound up finishing issue 22 for me because I've been looking for that for a while. So there's issue 26. Then I got, this is the series where I wound up. Okay, so I put in an order for eBay for issue 32. It got lost in the mail for a month. So I saw a set of 31 through 35. So I got it. And issue 32 finally came the day before this whole set. But here's the final 5 issues of the Max.
Nice.
So hard to come by.
So Miracleman will get issue 32. He will get a 31 and a few of these. Yeah.
That's hot. That's hot right there. I'm really happy for you, but I'm also just as happy for me.
I'm happy to finally be able to read all this, despite the fact I flipped, of course, like right to the letters pages in issue 34, 35, just to determine whether or not if Sam Keith actually planned on going longer. And he didn't. He said that this whole storyline was done at issue 20 when the original writer left. And he just kept it going.
I love his artwork.
Me too. That was the last issue. It's really hard to find. And here is Nocturna issue 4. There's the Jenny Friesen cover.
So badass,
It
dude.
is so pretty.
Yeah.
And I picked up Out of Body. I do like Pete Milligan, but it's because of Inaki Manara. The We Live. One of the brothers is working on the book.
Oh, really? I'm going to check that book out. The cover looks cool.
Yeah.
Well, this one I got just because of the title. I thought it was about me.
The worst dude.
That is hilarious. No way.
I just want to let you guys know that's sitting in my bin, and the reason it didn't come home is because the shop was still doing their sort, so I didn't have time to buy. But I got to page through that book, and there is a scene in that book that I promise you will make you go back and reread the page to make sure you understand what is going on.
I can't wait. But first, I need to finish up issues 11, issue 12.
I love those covers. I can't wait to finish
13. I hope I'm saying that right. No, these are the back issues. I need to read a few more issues, all the way through 13, and then I'm caught up. Because I got them as they were coming out, and then I'm being told by many people, "You got to read this. You got to read it." I'm like, my reading pile is growing and growing.
It's me.
So
I'm the mini people.
So I pushed everything off to the side because Ace and I just got through that this weekend, even with a drive up to the parents. I talked my ear off, and I love my parents, but I went up there so I could catch up on reading because I'm a shitty son. Here's Marvel. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on at this point anymore with Amazing Spider-Man, and we were actually hoping that Donny Cates was supposed to come out with an announcement today, and that announcement wasn't what we were hoping. We kind of thought maybe he'd be working on ASM and making sure Nick Spencer would get the hell out of here. No, he's on Hulk now because they decided to trade, so I guess Al Ewing's now going to work on Venom. Yeah. Al Ewing's on Venom, and it's going to be Brian Hitch. This way. And meanwhile, Donny Cates is jumping on over to Incredible Hulk.
And you know what? I wouldn't want to be either one of those writers hopping onto those books, even though they're coming off of celebrated books.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm excited for Ryan Otley to be on Hulk there. I reckon that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like doing art.
I heard that it's a whole new storyline. It will not in any way be referencing the Al Ewing run.
That's a
series.
Yeah, it's like the Green Door's gone, the whole resurrection thing is, I think that's all gone.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's really badass. I love that.
I hope they don't retcon all of Immortal Hulk because that was a great run.
I don't think it's going to be retcon. I think they're like it's not going to be what the book centers around like it has.
Makes sense.
Who the fuck hired Rob Liefeld?
I got it because
look at he drew feet.
He drew feet.
Jesus
on
Christ.
On both characters.
And
it's
you know,
this doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
And that
So is this a new
Man
Iron Man run, or what is this?
He did. He's like, oh look, all the feet, bitches.
So this is going to be an 8-part series that are built into all these annuals that are being put out right now, and it's going to be one of those you better hop on board that series because it's going to lead into the next event, whatever the hell that's going to be from Marvel.
Oh god,
it's kind of an event.
It's great because the Falcon takes the place of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, good. And that he's Miles Morales is the Falcon. And Nonstop Spidey, I don't know if I'll continue it past the first story arc, but we'll see. And here's some of those titles. What happened?
I didn't even get past the first issue.
Oh, yeah.
Nonstop. They're too expensive. Marvel and DC, that's why I don't buy singles of them that much. They're like $10 each, so they have to be really good for me to want to keep getting them.
Yeah, Nonstop Spider-Man just seems like a superfluous series to all the other Spider-Man titles. I liked it before when they whittled down all the Spider titles to one Amazing Spider-Man and put it out 3 times a month. I could be on board with that. All right, so now the DC books. These are the 2 Batman covers I get because I never wind up getting cover A. I don't know why, but I've just always been on board the cover Bs. So there's the Pride variant, and then there's the regular trade. So, okay. And I have every issue since it originally started coming out back in the early 90s. So here's the Batman, The Adventures Continues. That's a very bizarre kind of looking thigh.
Yeah.
But okay. This, I don't care what it looks like. I just know that every issue has been gold, and I've been loving it, so I can't wait to read it.
I agree.
Phantasm. Which Phantasm, Mask of the Phantasm, single best Batman movie ever made. It took 70 minutes to tell a story that none of the others could for 3 hours. Now, this book here is...
Give me that.
Now, this is why I kind of got broke over the weekend. So I knew how much I had to work with and how much I'd have left all the way up until Friday. So I went to Tate's Comics. I go inside. I just wanted to get some bags and boards. And I look at the wall and I go, how much is that? 50? I'll take it. Do you want to look at it? Shut up and take my money here.
that book is going to keep blowing up.
I want to, yeah, that's on my list. That's on my hit list.
I'm telling you right now, man, you're going to need to get it because it just keeps going up every month.
Because that's what happened with the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. Like,
yeah,
I bought it right around like when it was 40 before it like shot up in price. I gotta read that.
Oh yeah,
I need to read the first. I had the first 2 issues. I gotta read that.
That's pretty.
Oh yeah. Now I got the other cover for Justice League.
The other cover.
Oh, nice.
I just prefer getting the B covers. They hold up better. Although I missed getting the A cover on this.
Ooh, what is that?
House on the Lake.
It's so good.
Never heard of it.
Nice.
Oh, it's a black one. Ooh, I'm writing it down. Adding to the list.
Is Tinian. So yeah, make sure you get that before it starts really zooming up.
What's it called again?
Nice House on the Lake.
Nice.
There you go.
House on the Lake. I'm already on my shop's website.
There you go. And hey, here's my kid. And the next entry. The sensational Wonder Woman #4.
Oh,
Nice.
it's hot.
For show.
And really, these are cover buys. I have not read more than the first issue.
You should.
I know. And then there's Suicide Squad #4. This is a tie-in to Teen Titans Academy. And last book at 2 minutes and 18 minutes, Swamp Thing #4 B cover by B. And
nice.
Perkins, not Tony, not the guy that played the Psycho in the movie.
Different
Psycho.
Psycho.
All the comics that I picked up this week.
Nice haul.
Thank you.
I agree.
Although nothing that was over $100, so I didn't have to play the banger music because I know Ace hates that.
I hate it. It'll just possibly kill me.
Yeah, we don't. I hate it because it might kill them.
I don't want to kill.
I like
it.
I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go to bed soon because I'm a grandma.
I think we all do.
I have a 9 a.m. Yeah, I have a 9 a.m. deposition. Other people have work. 15 people are watching us, which, by the way, thank you for each and every one of you out there that watch us, whether it's week to week or if this is your first episode. And if this is your first episode, well, might as well throw us a like. And while you're at it, subscribe, hit that notification. We do this show pretty much week in, week out, and we will be back next week, same time, same place, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, Black Lives Matter.
You're forgetting
Trans
something.
And Helen fucking Mirren, because Ace needs to fuck Helen Mirren. That's it. That's all the things.
It's literally the only reason we say that.
Yes. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna hang myself.
Whoa!
Dramatic.
Don't do that.
Please, rule number one. Rule number one.
I didn't say I was gonna die. I did not say I was gonna do it till I die. Okay.
Autoerotic asphyxiation is a thing. Anyway,
Is there anything going on anybody's channel? I know Ace is going to be restarting Dragons and Boards. Lady Fantastic is going to be doing an
I don't know.
with you, maybe.
I'm not sure.
Over on Comics on the Mind, are you going to be doing a show tomorrow?
Yes, we will actually have a show this week. I promise. The last 2 weeks we haven't had shows, but we will have a show this week.
Hey, last week I fell asleep at like 7 o'clock in the evening because I am a old day gray old man or something.
I'm getting there.
Hey, wait a second! It's past early bird special. It's time for my nap. It's 4:30, Grandpa Bob.
Nap? You ain't waking up until tomorrow.
Accurate. So, Whack, there's something going on your channel every day. Anything that's coming up that people should look forward to on your channel, Whack?
Go watch the Conjuring premiere video that we did. We got more of them. If we need to just keep sharing them around and stuff so they can get more views. Like the better they perform, the more we'll be able to go back and do them. Yeah. So go and watch that and share that if you want to.
My clobbering brother.
All right.
Awesome.
that sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
So
awesome. Yeah.
this has been our show. We will be back at the same time, same place, 10 p.m. next Wednesday. Otherwise, I do have a dealer. It's where I get all my books. His name is Miami Fresh Comics on Instagram. He does a claim sale every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. This Sunday, he will be doing one at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So do check those out. He has some pretty freaking awesome books. So otherwise, we will see you next weekend. Actually, this weekend, because we're going to be trying to put together that weekend show, hopefully to start this Sunday. Meanwhile, that's it. Love your comics. Hopefully you read them, and we'll see you next week. Good night, and love
everybody.
you. Bye. Goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Wurst, Lady Fantastic, Miracleman, and Comics on the Mind will be back next week. Same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint.